Hello, my name is Sherry Gray, and I'm the owner of Johnson Gray Financial Services. And welcome back to my personal finance series. Today I'm going to be talking about cutting expenses. You may or may not have read my July 2009 newsletter where I talked about ways to cut your expenses. At this point, you've already done your budget and you've seen, the money coming in and the money going out in black and white. And you may have realized that there's areas in your budget where you really need to cut your expenses. And I gave you tips about ways to cut your expenses, like cutting your cell light bill, getting basic service, getting a reduced cell phone plan, searching for different life insurance policies and medical insurances, but also keeping in mind that never, never, never cancel any type of insurance policy, medical life, any type, car, before you actually put the new insurance in place. It's very important to remember that. Um, I know for myself, the first time I put my budget down in black and white, it was eye-opening, and I didn't realize how much money I was actually spending, and it was actually a shock and a surprise to me. But I made a decision that I was going to stick to my budget, and if I made $4,000 a month, I would not spend more than $4,000 a month. Of course, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not going to be perfect. There'll be times when you go above your budget, but that's what happens, because nothing's perfect. But you have to be able to readjust yourself and come back within your budget. So that's very important. It's very hard to look at what you're spending and to reduce things and cut expenses back, but it's so important if you're going to win with money, if you're going to be successful, if you're going to have a bright financial future for yourself and for your family. You have to make those sometimes hard decisions to say, no, I'm not going to do that. No, that pair of shoes is not a need, it's a want. To say no to yourself is like saying no to that 2-year-old child inside of you who wants their way, who's stomping in the middle of the room, who says, no, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it now. But to be the adult, to be the parent to that 2-year-old child inside of you, and say, you know what, you're not going to have that, you're not going to get that. And that 2-year-old child says, why can't I have it? And the adult in you says, because I know what's best for you. And God knows what's best for you, and He wants you to be successful in your finances. And to do that, you're going to have to start making sometimes challenging and difficult decisions to say no, because I care about my future. I care about my children's future. I care about my financial destiny. I care about my financial legacy. And if I don't say no today, it's going to affect everything I do in the future. Every money decision I make today has an effect on my future, and I have to be willing to tell myself no. Now, there are going to be times when you can also, it doesn't mean you can't have fun with your money. It doesn't mean you can't go on, vacation. Doesn't mean you can't ever buy anything ever again. But it does mean when you're making big purchases that you have to stop. You have to think. You have to say, is this a need or a want? Does this purchase fit within my budget? And if you can't say yes, if you can't say this is a want, or if you can't say this fits within my budget, then you shouldn't be purchasing this item. But it requires you to push down that 2-year-old inside of you who wants to throw a fit, who wants to get their way, who wants to get everything they want, and begin to really think long term, to really begin thinking about what you want for your life, not just today, not just thinking about today, but how you want your financial future to look like, where you want it to be. And it involves saying no sometimes. And I've said no to myself, but I've also said yes. But I know that making certain purchases aren't going to be a blessing to me. So I every day I work on disciplining myself to make the right financial decisions. And I haven't arrived and I haven't made it yet, but with God's help, I know that I am moving forward, that I am making good decisions for myself and my family, and that you can too. Start today. Start right now. Let your decisions that you make today understand that those decisions are going to affect your future, your destiny, your financial house. I hope that something I've said today has touched you, has helped you, and I pray that this audio and any of my future audios will continue to be a blessing to you and to your family as well. Thank you, and God bless.